Trusting in God, the foundation of our relationship. Welcome back to our series on Introduction to the Devout Life by Saint Francis de Sales. In our previous episode, we discussed the virtue of charity and its importance in our spiritual lives. Today, we are going to explore the crucial virtues of trusting in God. Saint Francis de Sales teaches us that trust in God is the foundation of our relationship with Him, establishing us to navigate life's uncertainties with faith and confidence. Let's dive into what it means to truly trust in God and how we can cultivate this virtue in our daily lives. Understanding trust in God. Trusting in God involves a deep faith that He loves us and desires what is best for us. It means believing that even when life is difficult or confusing, God is in control and working for our good. Saint Francis de Sales emphasizes that this trust is rooted in our relationship with God, built through prayer, reflection, and experience. Trust is not blind. It is based on our understanding of God's character. Saint Francis de Sales reminds us that God is loving, faithful, and all-knowing. He invites us to lay our concerns and fears at His feet, knowing that He cares for us and desires our well-being. For example, think about a child who trusts their parent. Even in uncertain situations, that child feels safe because they believe their parent will provide for them. In the same way, we are called to trust our Heavenly Father, who knows us intimately and wants to guide us in every step of our journey. The importance of trust in our vocation. For those of us in religious life, priests, nuns, and seminarians, trust in God is vital. Saint Francis teaches us that our vocations come with challenges, uncertainties, and moments of doubt. It's during these times that our trust in God can sustain us and give us the strength to persevere. Trusting in God helps us to remain faithful to our calling, even when we encounter obstacles or feel overwhelmed. It allows us to surrender our plans to God's will and to seek His guidance in every decision we make. When we trust in God, we are empowered to serve others with confidence, knowing that He is with us every step of the way. For example, imagine a nun who is facing burnout from her responsibilities. Instead of feeling defeated, she takes time to pray and recommits her trust to God. This act of trust refuels her spirit, reminding her of the purpose behind her service and reinvigorating her dedication to her community. The obstacles to trusting God. Saint Francis de Sales acknowledges that there are obstacles to trusting God that we must be aware of. Recognizing these challenges can help us cultivate a deeper trust. Obstacle number 1: fear and anxiety. First, fear and anxiety can erode our trust. When we focus on our worries or uncertainties, it becomes difficult to trust in God's goodness. Saint Francis encourages us to bring our fears to God in prayer, seeking His peace and reassurance. Obstacle number 2: pride. Pride can be a barrier to trust. When we think we can handle everything on our own, we forget our dependence on God. St. Francis reminds us that humility is necessary to cultivate trust. We must recognize that we need God's guidance and support in our lives. How to cultivate trust in God? Now that we have identified some obstacles, let's look at practical steps we can take to cultivate trust in God. Step number 1. Daily prayer. First, commit to daily prayer. Regular communication with God helps us to grow in our relationship with Him. As we share our concerns and joys, we learn to rely on His wisdom and guidance. Step number 2. Reflect on God's faithfulness. Reflect on God's faithfulness in your life. Take time to remember instances when God has been present and supportive. Keeping a gratitude journal can help you recognize the many ways God has blessed you, which can strengthen your trust in Him. Step number 3. Surrender your concerns. Practice surrendering your concerns to God. During prayer, consciously lay your worries at His feet and ask for His peace. Trust that He is in control and desires what is best for you. The fruit of trust in God. St. Francis de Sales teaches us that when we cultivate trust in God, we experience profound peace and freedom. Trust allows us to let go of the burden of worry and to embrace God's will for our lives. When we trust in God, we become more resilient in the face of challenges. We learn to face difficulties with courage, knowing that God is with us, guiding us every step of the way. This trust becomes a source of strength not only for ourselves but also for those we serve. In conclusion, trusting in God is foundational to living a devout life. St. Francis de Sales invites us to deepen our relationship with God through prayer, reflection, and surrender. By cultivating trust in our lives, we can navigate life's uncertainties with faith and confidence, knowing that God is always with us. As we wrap up, let's review a few key takeaways from today's session on trusting in God. Trust is an active choice. It's about believing in God's goodness and His desire for our well-being, even amid challenges. Second, trust sustains our vocation. In religious life, trusting God helps us remain faithful to our calling and serves others with confidence. Number 3, recognize obstacles to trust. Fear and anxiety and pride can hinder our ability to trust. Bring these concerns to God in prayer. Number 4, practical steps to cultivate trust. Engage in daily prayer, reflect on God's faithfulness, and surrender your concerns to Him. Number 5, the fruit of trust is peace. Trusting God leads to profound peace, resilience, and strength in facing life's challenges. Thank you for joining me today as we explored the importance of trusting in God. Our next episode will discuss the role of patience in our spiritual lives and how it helps us grow closer to God and to one another. Until then, live Jesus.